and notice where the exits are located. Emergency personnel are on duty to assist you should the need arise. Please be sure to turn off all cellular telephones, pagers, and other professional assistance. Please be seated. The candidates for degrees within full view of their families and other guests are here assembled to be recognized for having stayed the course of academic rigor in accordance with the policies and procedures of North Carolina Central University. They are the honorees for this hour. Please join me in applauding them. I declare our 119th commencement exercises open. At this time, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the Chancellor of North Carolina Central University, Charlie Neal.
Good morning. Come on. It's a good morning. Good morning. I feel better than James Brown. It feels good. As we began these commencement exercises, I have three simple requests. Please turn off all cell phones, or at least place them in the mute mode. Second, please do not obstruct the view of others by standing when not requested to do so. Please refrain from excessive celebrations when degrees are conferred. You see, there may be people around you who don't see as well or hear as well as they once did, and we want them to enjoy the ceremony as much as we want you to enjoy. Welcome to North Carolina Central University and to the 119th commencement exercises. My sincere thanks go to the faculty and staff for all of their hard work in making this day a reality for about 550 of you. Congratulations to the class of 2012. NCCU is designated a military-friendly institution because we try hard to accommodate our veterans. Will all graduates who are also veterans please stand and be recognized? All graduates who are also veterans. Thank you. Thank you very much for all that you do on behalf of our country. Tomorrow is Mother's Day. While all moms are special, I want to tell you about two. In the audience today is Miss Judy Davis. Miss Davis, will you stand? Miss Judy Davis. Shannon Davis, I'd like for you to stand. Shannon Davis is the daughter, as you might have guessed, the daughter of Judy Davis. Shannon, I want you to wave to your mom. I know you know where she is. Wave to your mom. You arranged that in advance. Representing so many moms in our audience, Judy has worked 6 and 7 days a week in the food service industry to see her daughter reach this important milestone today. Congratulations to both of you. Congratulations. Lysandra Maynard, will you please stand? Lysandra Maynard, thank you. When Lysandra, a mother of 3, tried to convince her oldest daughter, thank you. When Lysandra, a mother of 3, tried to convince her oldest daughter that she needed to attend college, her teenager asked, quote, "Why should I go to college when you didn't?" So Lysandra went to college. But she did so while continuing to work, listen to this, 5 12-hour shifts a week. Ms. Maynard is a nursing staffing specialist at Durham Regional Hospital, where she works from 7 at night, to 7 a.m. in the morning. From there, she heads home to see her girls off to school. But instead of climbing into bed, she comes to NCCU for a day of classes and internships until 3 p.m. Only then does she get a few hours sleep before dinner and back to work at 7 o'clock p.m. That's 5 days a week. Today, she graduates cum laude, honors in public health education. Congratulations to you. Alejandro Espadilla. We came to North Carolina Central University as freshmen together. He's from Bogota, Colombia, and I came from Indiana University in Bloomington. Alejandro is an exemplar of the phrase student athlete, an excellent student, an exemplary tennis player who is also captain of the tennis team, and someone who has taken the university's academic community service learning requirement to a new level. He taught tennis to young boys at the Durham Nativity School. He took part in the North Carolina Beautification Project and volunteered at numerous athletic events. He graduates today, summa cum laude, and will attend law school at the University of Pennsylvania. Congratulations to you. Alejandro, Lysandra would tell you, they would be eager to tell you that they didn't make it here on their own. They had the help of caring faculty and the love and support of their families. So graduates, I'd like for you to stand now and salute your moms, your dads, your partners, and professors. Thank you. You may be seated. Congratulations. You may be seated. Congratulations. You may be quiet. The program will proceed as printed. Thank you.
Grace and peace be unto you from God our Father on high. Good morning to all of you, and particularly to the graduates of the class of 2012. This morning, as we pause and reflect on the past years, and as we look towards the future, allow me to share with you some words of wisdom that will open up the next chapter of your life. You have overcome this set of obstacles. Indeed, you have weathered the storm. You have survived the challenges that were set before you. So now, breathe a sigh of relief and celebrate with this moment in time. This moment that our Creator has blessed you with on this day. Don't look back, for it is all past. Now look to a bright and promising future that will make you the servant that God has created in you. Set for yourself high standards. Let no one bring them down. Believe in yourself above all else. Let your pride always abound. Keep a positive attitude, though at times you may find this hard to do. Dig deep within for motivation. That will always carry you through. Keep your goals in mind at all times, regardless of the task you're called to do. Sometimes that detour that you're forced to take will provide knowledge of vital importance to you. Be proud of your accomplishments as well as the success of others. Don't let jealousy or envy hinder your program. Remember, we all must support one another. View every task that you undertake as a lesson as well as a test. And everything you do each day, give to the world your very best. This was written by Florence Prentice. And I want to say to you this morning, congratulations, and may God forever bless each of you.
Good morning.
Chancellor Nelms, Chair Perry, platform guests, distinguished faculty, staff, and alumni of North Carolina Central University. On behalf of the entire University of North Carolina Board of Governors and UNC President Tom Ross, it is my great pleasure to bring greetings today to the graduates and their families. Graduates, big congratulations. Your education at North Carolina Central University has provided you with the knowledge and skills you will need to succeed in these complex, ever-changing times. It has taken hard work, lots of dedication to get to this day. But believe me when I tell you, it is well worth it. Your degree signals that you can think critically and solve problems, that you know how to communicate effectively, and that you are driven to succeed. Whatever your future holds, please stay connected to this, your wonderful university. You are Eagles now, and you are Eagles forever. Again, congratulations.
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it is my honor to bring greetings to the North Carolina Central University class of 2012, their families, and all others who are present with us today. The class of 2012 is a class of scholars and leaders who have not only succeeded, but excelled in the arts, the sciences, and the humanities. It was during your matriculation at NCCU that you saw the world cope with catastrophic natural disasters in the Caribbean and Asia, a near economic collapse of the world economy, and the expansion of technology that has changed the way that we communicate across the globe. And you have witnessed the challenges and successes of the first African-American U.S. president. While the world external to NCCU has certainly captivated your attention, your experiences here have equipped you with the knowledge, skills, and understanding to negotiate the challenges that lie before you. No matter which career field you pursue, and actually the nature of our geopolitical reality may encourage several shifts in your journey. The lessons you have learned here and the partnerships you have initiated here have structured a strong foundation on which you can achieve and contribute to society. Most importantly, the values of truth and service, the hallmark of this institution, will lead you to give back to others as you continue your own personal and professional development. It is significant that each of you has given 120 hours in service to the Durham and surrounding communities. This participation in a community of servant leaders will stand you well as you sustain involvement in your adopted communities and discover existing projects and unmet needs that will merit your commitment and even command your passion. Class of 2012, we are proud of you. You are indeed examples of the leaders described in our university's mission, prepared to advance the consciousness of social responsibility in a diverse global society. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, congratulations.
Greetings, graduates. I am Bashari Cooper, your senior class president. I want to take this time to thank all the friends and family who could be here to the respective graduates, as well as the faculty, staff, and alumni of North Carolina Central University for being here with us today. I also want to express my appreciation to Mr. Peterson and Dr. Ware for being excellent mentors to me throughout my 4 years here. Lastly, I want to thank my mother for shaping and molding me into the woman I've become today. Let me start by saying that I'm very proud to be addressing my fellow graduates. You will soon receive your diploma, join the class of 2012, and become part of the distinguished alumni of this prestigious university. I assume that after the strain of final papers and exams, you are savoring this moment. You deserve it. The diploma will be in your hand, and you'll be free to begin the next chapter of your life. But first, take a look at your fellow classmates and professors, because from now on, life will scatter us around the globe, and we may only meet again at alumni parties or class reunions. Recall the best times we shared. While our schooling is over now, our education never is. Our education is not only about diplomas, but about the successes and failures in life, the progress we make, and the way we overcome obstacles. Finding an education is a lifelong dream, and even though some of us feel like we are lifelong students, the truth is that education is simply something you really cannot avoid. Always remember that you can't do much good for the world unless you do well for yourself, and that you never let the end of your schooling become the end of your education. Despite how different our life paths will be, we are all the graduates of North Carolina Central University. We share the common values of our university, truth and service. And so, class of 2012, it is time to take that diploma and put it to good use. While we celebrate all that we've accomplished today, I hope your hard work thus far is only a prelude to the service you will offer the world. I challenge you all to always strive to reach your highest potential. Graduates, I wish you all the best of luck and success on life's journey. Thank you.
Thanks to each of our greeters, but I especially want to thank Ms. Cooper. You are a fantastic example of communicating to succeed, which is North Carolina Central University's Quality Enhancement Plan. Thank you for choosing to continue your education at North Carolina Central University. We're joined today by a number of people seated on the stage that I'd like you to acknowledge. These are the vice chancellors, deans, and other members of our leadership team who work so tirelessly on your behalf. I ask you to please join me in thanking them with a round of applause. I offer a special welcome to any elected officials, university retirees, and members of the clergy. We have representatives from our Board of Trustees here, including our chairperson, Dr. Dwight Perry, Mr. Paul Pope, Mr. Wendell McCain, and our student body president, Mr. Reggie McCrimmon. We also have members of the Board of Directors of the NCCU Foundation here, and I want to thank them for all that they do on behalf of this university. And joining us, and you will hear from her later, is Ms. Tanya Davis, who is president of the North Carolina Central University Alumni Association, Incorporated. Of course, there's a person I know best in the audience today, and that's Janetta Nelms, the person that I've had an opportunity to have as a friend and a spouse for a long time. Thank you for joining us this morning, and now you will hear from the world's greatest choir, the University Choir under the direction of Mr. Richard Banks.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment.
Very well, very well.
I'm going to tell you about the coming of the judgment.
Very well, very well.
There's a better day coming.
Very well, very well.
There's a better day coming.
Very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well.
Oh, Preacher Bozo Bible.
Very well, very well.
Preacher Bozo Bible.
Very well, very well.
For the last soul converted.
Very well, very well.
For the last soul converted.
Very well, very well. In that great in the morning, very well, very well. In that great in the morning, very well, very well. In that great in the morning, very well, very well. In that great in the morning, very well, very well.
Blow your trumpet, Gabriel.
Very well, very well.
Blow your trumpet, Gabriel.
Very well, very well.
Lord, how loud shall I blow it?
Very well, very well.
Blow it bright, calm, and easy.
Very well, very well.
Do not harm all my people.
Very well, very well.
Sail them all to come to the judgment.
Very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well.
Did you see them coffins busting?
Very well, very well.
Did you see them folks all rising?
Very well, very well.
Did you see the world on fire?
Very well, very well.
Did you see the stars are falling?
Very well, very well.
Did you see that forked lightning?
Very well, very well.
Did you hear that rumbling thunder?
Very well, very well.
Very well, fortunate.
Very well, very well.
Well, fortunate.
Very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well.
Very well.
Very well, very well. In that break in the morning, very well, very well.
Very well.
In the morning.
Very well. Very
America's greatest choir, the North Carolina Central University Choir. Thank you. I have the honor of introducing our commencement speaker, the president of the North Carolina State Conference of the NAACP, an alumnus of this university, Dr. William J. Barber II. Dr. Barber is devoted to the mission that cost Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. his life, the Poor People's Campaign. Martin Luther King said, quote, "The poor can stop being poor if the rich are willing to become even richer at a slower pace," end quote. Let me say that again. The poor can stop being poor if the rich are willing to become even richer at a slower pace. Quite a statement. So, it seems they haven't been willing to do that yet. Just last week, Dr. Barber's Truth and Hope Tour, putting a face on poverty in North Carolina, made its final stop in the town of Hickory. In Hickory, as in other places, he called media attention to the homeless people living in tents in the woods. Just think about that. There are homeless people living in tents in the woods in the richest nation in the world. Dr. Barber says that there are 1.6 million people living in poverty in North Carolina alone. And there is something deeply wrong and disturbing with that. I, for one, am very glad that Billy Barber, as he was once known on this campus, has been and continues to be a passionate advocate for social change since the gubernatorial campaign of Bob Jordan back in 1988. Will you please join me in welcoming to the podium Dr. William Barber II.
Gracious God, help us, hold us, and give us hope. Amen. Chancellor Nams, our outstanding and visionary leader of this institution, Dr. Perry, the chair of the Board of Trustees, and all the members of the board, distinguished faculty, parents, and kindred from far and near, and most of all, the graduating class of 2012. It is an humbling and great honor to be home here at NCC. I believe that you are the generation born for now. And when I think about what it means to be born, to be alive now, several touchstones from Scripture come to mind. The word said to Jeremiah as his prophetic ministry was beginning, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you before you were born, and I set you apart." The question raised to Esther in a time of national crisis, and who knows, maybe you have come to your position for such a time as this. And the words of Paul that describe birth as that which occurs when time itself is so pregnant that something miraculous must occur. And so Paul said, when the set time had fully come, in the fullness of time, God sent his son, born of a woman, born under the law. To be born, my brothers and sisters, has cosmic and eternal implications. Paul Tillich, the German theologian, said that God, who is being itself, gives us the courage to be. My grandmother taught me long before Tillich that life was no accident. My father, who has gone on to be with the Lord, often reminded me that to be born is to be born in debt to God and to the communities that nurture and raise you and places their hope in you. And the only way to repay this debt is with a deep commitment to service, love, and justice. My mother, who's here today to my right, whose own mother passed after childbirth, knows that being born and giving birth are the necessary risk of our humanity that we should never take for granted. My wife, who has seen birth and death up close as a nurse, insists that every day is a day of thanksgiving. And my children remind me constantly with hugs and the twinkles in their eyes the wonderful gift of being alive and loved and cherished by those who do not see your titles and your honors, but just see you as father, friend, and dad. And so on this day of your commencement, where you are both at a point of ending and beginning, where parents and loved ones come both in celebration and thanksgiving, but also with curiosity and some trepidation about what the future holds, I want you to consider with me three perspectives of your birth and what it means to be here now. First, your birth is no accident. Before you were in your mother's womb, God made you and created you and considered you. I speak now of that divine thing that only God can do, which is to create a living soul. Let no doubt be in your mind, no matter how you were conceived, to a two-parent family or single family, no matter how you came here, no matter what your family status or your family condition or your family situation, whether you were born uptown or downtown, it matters not your social location, poor or rich, from the slums or for the upper realms of society, black, white, brown, Native American, Asian, no matter your gender or creed, you are God's creation. You are the work of the divine architect and the designer of the universe, special in all your uniqueness. Here, as members of my church would say, by the grace of God. What if this world, this society would just grab on to this simple yet profound truth, that anybody you see in the earth with the privilege of life, the decision for them to be here was not that of another finite human being, but of God. God made them. God created them, God formed them, and if God made them, how dare any of us hate them, despise them, mistreat them, discriminate against them, hurt them, handle them, or harm them in any way, since the Lord made them with his own hand. It would be so easy to practice what we put in words, that every person is endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, if we just became very clear that God made everybody. It would be so easy to realize that dream of one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, if it was settled deep down in our souls that God formed and created every person, then recognizing that from one blood we have all come, that would purge any residue of resistance to others because they are different. And I simply marvel, Dr. Nams, that God's creative ingenuity, because God starts formations in the corridors of glory without the counsel of humanity. And because he does, he can create in ways we never imagined. God can take a stammering tongue Moses and make him a prophet of deliverance. He can take a Harriet Tubman with epilepsy and use her to lead to the escape of slaves. He can take a preacher named James Shepard, mix him with the scientific mind of a pharmacist, and mold him into a president of a Negro college. Give him a piece of land so filled with hills and holes that nobody thinks building is possible. And from that very place that nobody thinks anything was possible, he raises up a mighty institution now named NCCU. God is marvelous in what he can do. He can take a male child like me from rural North Carolina, give him activist parents who are economically challenged, use those parents to desegregate public schools, then let them send their child to this college with one suitcase and a few dollars in his pocket, but provide me with professors to teach me who had both academic profoundness and social conscience. And years later, he can take that same boy from a place called Dodgers that's not even on the map, raise him up to be the president of the NAACP, use him to build a coalition for justice, and then put him on the podium of his alma mater at a commencement. What a God we serve. God can create. God is so ingenious in his creation that he can take a white woman from Kansas and a black man from Kenya, marry them in a time when interracial marriages were illegal in the South, use that Kenyan-Kansas-American connection, and 45 years after the March on Washington to place that black baby born to them as Obama in the White House. And even if they still got to call him Mr. President of America. Don't ever forget that you and I were uniquely formed by God. Our space, our place on this earth is by divine appointment. Don't let anybody or any situation tell you anything different. Your existence is no accident. But there is a second point you and I must hear afresh today. Existence is not enough. We must come to terms with our existential purpose. This is how African American foreparents made it through slavery. They knew their purpose despite the reality of their pain. Yes, they were called everything but children of God by the oppressive slave masters and system of slavery, but somehow deep in their spiritual DNA, they were able to sing, "Before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free." They knew they were not slaves. They knew they were not chattel. They knew they were creations of God, instruments of deliverance, and therefore, because they knew who they were, they didn't have to accept the definition of those who sought to oppress them. Now, to be sure, my brothers and sisters, even now we have to fight to maintain a proper sense of self, because America has always struggled with knowing who she is. America has at times a kind of split personality, social schizophrenia, a great gulf in what she dreams to be and what she is at times in reality. Yes, America is the land of the free and the land that we love, but she is also often the land where freedom is often frustrated, and many of her citizens suffer from heartbreak when she does not live up to the fullness of her promises to promote the general welfare and to exhibit domestic tranquility and to ensure the common good to all within her bounds. In far too many corners of our society, we still see misery and inequality and systemic injustice that undercut our moral character. And when you deal with a nation that is great, but also has great struggles, with a nation who says she is what she is in words, but when you juxtapose that so often to what she is in action, she comes up short to what she has said in words. You can't deal with a nation that suffers from schizophrenia being schizophrenic yourself. You have to know who you are. And you have to know that you have been born for such a time as this. This ancient admonition first came to Esther. Esther, like you, had obtained power. She had obtained prestige. She had obtained education. She had obtained status. But she decided to exist without using her existence to make a difference. She had decided to not challenge injustice. And somehow echoing through the course of history, through her uncle, she was reminded, and so are we, that abdicating our responsibility to do good, abdicating our responsibility to challenge wrong, is not a moral option. Because maybe you have been born for such a time as this. And I want to suggest, Dr. Perry, that we live in such a time where we can't simply put on our iPods and walk through life as though what will be. Especially not you. As I look out at all 500 of you with so much promise and so much possibility, you who stand on the shoulders of so many sacrifices, so much blood, so much sweat, so much tears, so many who fought so hard to make this world a better place. You can't abdicate your responsibility. The last night Dr. King was with us in his speech. He said nothing would be more tragic than for us to turn back now. I have a friend who learned from the Mississippi Black Experience a song that no matter how tired you get, standing for what's right, you can't stop here where the saints are tried. We need you. The world needs you. This nation needs you. We need your intellect. We need your integrity. We need your ideals. We need your insistence that we go forward. If you take a look at this institution you just graduated from and understand the birthright that you've inherited, founded in 1910, you'll understand that this place was born in one of those hard historical moments the Bible calls such a time as this. When this institution was born, it was in the midst of 35 years of brutal backlash ever since 1875. Those who wanted to turn back voting rights, turn back educational rights, turn back labor rights, turn back economic injustice. Those who were scared of fusion politics, blacks and whites coming together to reconstruct the nation towards its noble ideals. 35 years of backlash. When this institution was born, black men were hung at an average of 1 per day. When this institution was born, the Klan and the Red Shirts were at their high point. When this institution was born, there were all the efforts were to turn us back. And yet, in 1909, the NAACP, 1910, North Carolina Central University, started out as a school for preachers out of moral necessity to raise up a fresh generation of prophets who would push forward despite the regressive pull to go backward. Now you fast forward for a minute and think about where we find ourselves now. The new far-right Tea Party-backed ultra-conservative leadership, well funded by Koch brother money and other forces, seem to be determined to go back. You mix Coke with a little tea and you get a dangerous poison in our society. We see the backward trend in public education, where policies are resegregating and under-resourcing our schools. In less than 1 year, we've seen leadership in our own state meet after midnight, butcher the state's budget, leaving North Carolina 49th in education, investing less in our children in Mississippi or South Carolina. Governor, you were right. $1.6 billion cut from public education. So much money from preschool education that the budget was found unconstitutional. $700 million from public institutions like North Carolina Central University, forcing cuts in teachers and cuts in professors and program changes, and forcing those who follow you's tuition to increase by 9%. And plans are being made to cut even more. We live in such a time. In such a time like this, we see banks bailed out with free money while they make students pay loans back at higher interest. Such a time as this. Tax cuts to the wealthy, more burdens on the poor. We see the most regressive attack on voting rights we've seen since the 1800s. Voter ID, race-based redistricting, voter suppression taxes. In times like these, too often our society ignores the cries of the poor and the unemployed. We commit attention violence against the poor. We barely say the word poor in our political discourse. We don't mention the poor at the tables of private business. This is happening while 1.6 million people in North Carolina are living below the poverty level. The same number that were in poverty in 1968. 600,000 children, 200,000 white, 200,000 black, 150,000 Latino. These are not no black, white, Latino children. These are God's children. We see far too many actions where we treat everyday people like things and corporations like people. Black and Latino unemployment is double that of the whole population. The gap between the rich and poor is wider and deeper than it was during the Great Depression in 1939. 1% of Americans own 40% of the wealth. 7% of Americans own 93% of the wealth, and the rest of us fight over the other 7%. 48 out of 100 counties have more than 20% of families going to bed without food. In Vance and Scotland and Robeson County, half of the children in those counties have no food at home. In the midst of this penetrating pain, there are still those who believe in a trickle-down economic theory. In other words, give the wealthy more, and then they'll be kind enough to give to the poor, rather than a theory that lifts up from the bottom and recognizes that if you lift the bottom, then the top will be all right. Over the last 3 months, traveling on the Truth and Hope Pop Putting a Face on Poverty tour, with Dr. Jarvis Hall and students from here, the Institute for Social Change, we found human beings living under bridges in this state, living in the woods. We've seen human beings unable to afford health care or pay their electricity bill. Mothers who have to put all 7 of their children in the bed during the winter just to stay warm. In this, from the coast to Charlotte, in the wealthiest nation in the world, behind the pristine and the pretty, we have seen poverty that makes you sick and ashamed and angry at how our society commits attention violence every day against the poor. Somebody has to say capitalism can't be driven crazy by greed. If you ignore the poor, if you ignore those on the bottom, there will eventually be an implosion. These are the times in which we live. MIT professor Otto Scharmer says there's a blind spot in America's economic theory today. It's called the blind spot of consciousness. Our refusal to have an economic theory that looks and sees that we are all integrated and we all need each other. And not only do we live in times like this, we live in a time of racial profiling, killing of Trayvon Martin, or the false 4-year incarceration of James Johnson in Wilson, North Carolina, for a murder he did not commit. But we also live in a time of what Michelle Alexander calls the new Jim Crow. The United States is 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's prison population. 2 million people in prison. 60% of them are black, mostly black men, even though African Americans make up less than 12% of the total population. We have a judicial system that is riddled with proven racial and class disparities. Statistical, provable racial profiling in arrests, convictions, sentencings, and incarceration. We live in a time when some still work to divide us by race, income, region, and sexual orientation. Those who want to put people's constitutional rights, the rights of a minority, up for a popular vote, which is a dangerous precedent that violates the sacred promise of equal protection under the law for all citizens guaranteed by the 14th Amendment. These attacks, and even more on the most vulnerable among us, comes at such a time as this, at a turning point in our history, where so much is on the line that we hold dear. Yes, in some ways, my brothers and sisters, as you graduate today, you are entering some tough waters. These are tough times. We are contending with those who want us to have pity on billionaires and inflict more pain on the poor. We see politicians pandering to bigots by race-baiting welfare. Never before in history have we seen so much money being spent in resistance to the cause of equality. The money being spent to take this nation backward is lewd and pornographic. It's blatant and it's arrogant. These are troubling times. Times in which our president, no matter how many people he tries to help, no matter how many people he tries to love, no matter how many people he tries to lift, no matter how many people he tries to inspire hope in, he's called everything but a child of God. We see mean and oppressive politics trying to take us in the wrong direction. And here you are, alive in this moment. The nightmare of regressive public policy and mean-spiritedness is here. And here you are in such a time as this. Why? Why did God let you be born? Why did God let you be able to function when the same night that you were born, some folk didn't make it? Some didn't have the ability. Some of their brains didn't work, but yours did. Why? Well, maybe it's because there's a God who always has to raise up a counterforce to injustice. Some of you have seen me and others arrested for civil disobedience, but this was not for foolish reasons. As Attorney Irv John and Al McShirley says, we weren't arrested because we were arrested for the cause. We chose to stand up in such a time as this, to be a part of God's counterforce. We were arrested to shine a moral spotlight on the wrongs and injustices that need to be arrested. We followed in the traditions of students from North Carolina Central and Green and other colleges throughout this country in the 60s. And maybe that's why God has allowed you to be born in such a time as this. Because he knows, maybe God's counting on you, class of 2012. Maybe he knows that you, in your own creative way, will join and be a part of the counterforce against injustice. Maybe God has hope in you. Maybe he sees the best in you, as he did with Esther of old. He knows that in this moment, your generation will not sit down. You're not a lost generation. You're not the X generation. You are the generation that have more tools than your foreparents ever had to make a difference in this world. Harriet Tubman got 500 slaves out of slavery. She didn't have iPod. She didn't have Facebook, MySpace. She didn't have email. She didn't have texting. She didn't Twitter, didn't know how to tweet. All she had was a moth on the north side of a tree and a north star in the middle of the night. Look at you now. You have so much. And I believe you are here today in this moment of history to declare to this world there's a better way. The better way says if we focus our lives on society and society on truth and service, if our values are right and our budgets are just, we can build a future for every child. The better way says we can pay hardworking people a living wage and ensure that workers have collective bargaining and workers' rights. The better way says we can use global technology and the green economy and bioscience and targeted economic and infrastructure investment and access to education and creative job development to address the ugly realities of poverty. If we see the poor as our neighbors and remember that we are our brother's keeper, the better way says we can pick the poor up. We can put the poor at the center of our public policy agenda rather than the wealth. And when the poor are lifted, everybody will be lifted. The better way says the sick can have health care. The environment can be protected. The injustices of our judicial system can be corrected. The better way says we can reject hate and division and mean attempts to write people out of constitutional protection simply because they're different. The better way says we can respect the dignity of all people. We can love all people. We can see all people as God's creation. The better way says we can say no to those who want to limit participation in our democracy, who want to segregate and isolate and suppress voting. We can say it because Langston Hughes said it. One day America will be America to me. We can finish the job of being in word and deed one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Yes, Dr. Nelms, wherever we produce graduates with a moral conscience, there's a better way. Wherever scholars are formed who shape society toward the best angels within us and the best our minds can conceive, there is a better way. Wherever we produce lawyers that don't just pass the bar but raise the bar, there's a better way. Wherever we produce scientists who keep working on the grand experiment of this democratic nation that believes in the inalienable right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, there is hope. Because at every moment, God always has somebody, and you're it now. Born for right now. Placed in time for right now. Now is the time for your generation to make your contribution to the cause of right and justice and equality. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, my young brothers and sisters, in this moment, the soul of our state and the soul of our nation is on trial. But you are the hope. You are the hope for us to keep pressing towards God's vision of a just and wholesome society. I think about my mother in the stands who helped to integrate public schools. And any time I see people who want to go backwards in education, how dare you insult my mama? Have mercy. It's one thing to mess with me, but how dare you insult those who came before us? You and I are the sole power, the energy to ensure that a better way must be pursued, and your generation must never give up. Tell somebody beside you, never give up. Don't ever tell them, don't ever give up. Justice is better than injustice. Love is better than hate. Hope is better than despair. Community is better than division. Peace is better than war. Good of the whole is better than the whims of a few. Common ground is better than callous greed. Promoting the general welfare is better than protecting the wealthy at the expense of the poor. God wants everybody taken care of. God wants true community. God wants more togetherness, not more separateness. And we as a society can't turn back now. It was too hard to get the rights and progresses we have now. And yet with a steady beat, have not our weary feet come to the places for which our fathers sighed. Too many prayers were prayed. Ask those parents in the stands. Too many lives were sacrificed. Too much blood, too many tears to get us where we are now. We can't turn back now, not just in North Carolina, but in our world. We're trying to get somewhere where the lion lays down with the lamb. We're trying to get somewhere where no one will have a need. And regardless of who you are, you're seen as special and worthy of attention. And in order for this to happen, there must be a committed crowd, and you're it. There must be a crowd that understands why they were born. There must be a crowd that will say in word and difference and word and deed, we will make a difference. There must be a conscience crowd that says we can't give in to evil policies. We must stand up to Pharaoh. We must speak truth to power. We must vote. We must take on the Goliath of arrogant politics. We must refuse cynical situations. There must be a crowd that keeps their eyes on the prize of justice. There must be a crowd. I wonder, is there a crowd here today who knows that you've been born with divine intent? And because you know that you've been born with the divine intent, if God made you, no challenge, there's no challenge that can't be met. There's no mountain that can't be climbed. There's no valley that can't be crossed. There's no enemy that can't be defeated. There's no darkness that can't be overcome. There's no pressure that can't be pushed through. There's no rejected political power that can't be overturned. For society to move forward, there must be a crowd, and you're it. So convicted in their conscience, so clear about why they were born, that even in the face of setbacks, they understand something that I learned before I came to North Carolina Central. But I'm glad I knew it when I was here. Weeping may endure for a night. Have mercy. I know this is a graduation, but I feel a preacher here. Weeping may endure for a night. Two parties might endure for a night. Mean politicians might endure for a night. But God, hallelujah, still comes in the morning. We'll bear this moment. We'll never lose our faith. We might have some dark Fridays, crucified on Fridays. Crucified socially dark, politically dark, economically dark. But we will not lose our faith. Because we know that every dark Friday has to give away to a bright resurrection morning. I heard the choir say, there is a great getting up morning. We will for this moment. We shall overcome. We shall survive. God's vision, God's dream will win out. Justice will win. Truth will live. We were born for this moment. We will not be decided. We will not be defeated. The better way will triumph. We will be called the repairers of the breach. We were born for this moment. There's no better time to do right than right now. And I say to this class, the world doesn't need you yesterday. Those days are gone. And God knows we can't wait into some distant future for your gifts and graces to be released. Now is the time. Your generation was born for now. The fullness of time, the appointed hour of your destiny is right now. Your graduation marks not only a commencement, but a commencing. Not only a coronation, but an ordination. Not only a ceremony, but a calling. No matter what you had to go through to get here, it's your time now. No matter what your parents had to do, it's your time now. No matter how you had to pray, it's your time now. No matter what your loved ones had to do, it's your time now. No matter what you had to fight through, no matter what you had to push through, no matter what you had to pray through, it's your time now. This moment is pregnant with your possibility. You are born for this moment now. So make sure in your education you've got some linguistics for life and some alphabet for adversity. Take the L and accept every challenge of the day. Take the B and be all you can be. Take the C and count your blessings. Take the D and do right. Take the E and ever strive for excellence. Take the F and fight on. Take the G and get going with God. Take the H and help somebody. Take the I and inspire somebody. Take the J and just say no to negative. Take the K and keep on keeping on. Take the L and learn to love somebody. Take the M and move mountains with the faith of a mustard seed. Take the N and never say never. Take the O and overcome your obstacles. Take the P and put your best foot forward. Take the Q and quit kidding. Take the R and run your race with courage. Take the S and stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Take the T and try. And if you fail, get up and try again. Take the U and use what you have to get what you need. Take the V and visualize your own possibility. Take the D and take the X and stop looking at everybody's life and X-ray your own life. Take the Y. Hallelujah. Take the Y and learn to be holy. And if you ever think you're lonely, take the Z and know that God knows your zip code. Everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Billy Barber. Give her a round of applause. Dr. William J. Barber, the second. In recognition of your extraordinary service to society, North Carolina Central University is proud to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa. Dr. Barber. Dr. Barber, for decades you have been in the forefront of political action and social change in North Carolina. An alumnus of this university, you're living embodiment of our motto, truth and service. And so I'm pleased to present you with this citation of your accomplishments. This is actually your honorary degree. And here is your citation. I will not read it. Thank you so very much. You want to go. You want to get up. Just walk up here. At this time, I would like to ask Ms. Mary Ann Maxwell to return to the podium to confer the Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching. Ms. Maxwell.
Good morning again. Thank you. It is my privilege to present this year's Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching. This is to one of your most outstanding faculty members. This award was established by the Board of Governors in 1994 to underscore the importance of teaching and to reward great teachers across the university system. The awards are given annually to a tenured faculty member from each UNC campus. Recipients are nominated by special committees on their home campus, and they are selected by the Board of Governors. Each winner receives a bronze medallion and a cash award. Chancellor and Dr. Ira Wiggins. Dr. Ira Wiggins is an associate professor and director of the Jazz Study Program in the Department of Music at North Carolina Central University. A member of this department since 1986, he has been instrumental in developing jazz studies into a program of distinction, directing the university's jazz ensemble and bringing national and international recognition to North Carolina Central student musicians. At the same time, as a saxophonist and a flutist, he has 15 albums to his credit as a sideman and a soloist. Dr. Wiggins was born the son of sharecroppers in rural Lenoir County, North Carolina, in the farming community of Grifton. Recognizing his early passion for music, his parents bought him a drum set when he was 5 years old. So I guess you've been at this for a while. Largely self-taught, his first formal training began when he attended college at North Carolina Central University, and he majored in music education. He returned here as a faculty member to help rebuild and strengthen a struggling program. When Dr. Wiggins began, the music department had 2 jazz study majors and a small ensemble of 10 students. Now, the program has 3 big bands, a vocal jazz ensemble, 4 small combos, and a guitar ensemble. In 2005, he began establishing the Masters of Music in Jazz Performance and Composition, a dream that became a reality in 2008. One student recalls his first experience learning from Dr. Wiggins. He would go over a lesson again and again with the patience of a saint, never once showing boredom or frustration at my lack of ability. Instead, he offered encouragement and different ways to work on it to get it better. This student, one of the first class of graduates of the Masters program in jazz studies, writes, knowing how humble he is, I'm sure he has struggled with even going forward with this nomination. To him, the students and the music are his greatest reward. Known for his passion for teaching, Dr. Wiggins has devoted his career to making a difference in the lives of students and opening up the world to them. Students in the jazz program here have performed at numerous festivals and received top honors, including notable performances at the Montreux, Switzerland Jazz Festival, the Newport Jazz Festival, and the New York Jazz Festival at the Lincoln Center, just to name a few. In 2008, the North Carolina Central University Instrumental and Vocal Jazz Ensembles performed at the International Association for Jazz Education Conference in Toronto with artists Branford Marsalis and Jois Calderazzo. Because of Dr. Wiggins, North Carolina Central students have had the opportunity to work with and learn from the best jazz musicians in this country. As one of his colleagues says, in his quiet, humble way, he has made a lasting and far-reaching impact on jazz education at North Carolina Central, in North Carolina, and far beyond. After receiving his bachelor's degree from North Carolina Central, Dr. Wiggins earned a master's in music from Virginia Commonwealth University and a PhD in music education from the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. Dr. Wiggins, we celebrate your outstanding professional achievement and salute your demonstrated commitment to great teaching and inspiring a new generation of learners. In honoring you, we also acknowledge the more than 14,000 dedicated faculty members who teach over 220,000 students throughout the University of North Carolina. Thank you so much for all you do. Congratulations, Dr. Wiggins.
I have the privilege to induct NCCU graduates and long-serving members of the NCCU Board of Trustees to the ranks of Trustees Emeriti. The names of R. Ed Stewart and K.T. Thomas will be represented in every commencement program from this day forward. And I ask those two trustees to please join me at the podium. Mr. R. Edward Stewart served the board for 3 terms and is chair of 4 committees. He says of NCCU that he, quote, would not know where he would be if it were not for NCCU, end quote. Ms. K.T. Thomas served more than 8 years, including chair and vice chair of the board, and she also served 3 committees as chair. She was heard to say, quote, I live and breathe Central. I go to bed thinking about Central, and I wake up thinking about Central. I just love Central so much. And because of that love for Central, we want to extend our love to you by electing you to the ranks of Trustee Emeriti. All students who are graduating with honors will now be recognized. All students graduating with honors will now be recognized. That's not in the script there. Before recognizing our students with honors, we have presentations for distinguished teaching that we'd like to make from our North Carolina Central University faculty and university community, and now I call on Provost Thomas to do that.
Chancellor Nelms and guests, I'm proud to present 3 of North Carolina Central University's outstanding faculty members who are committed to our highest priority of student success. I invite you to read an in-depth profile on each of these accomplished instructors on pages 10 and 11 of our commencement program. These 3 professors are recipients of the North Carolina Central University Award for Teaching Excellence. First, Dr. Prince Heisey Bull is an associate professor and coordinator of educational technology in the School of Education. In addition, his contributions in the classroom, he is also a distinguished leader in the field of educational technology. Dr. Bull, colleague, congratulations. Dr. James Pierce serves as an associate professor of English and director of the English Department's graduate program in the College of Liberal Arts. His passion for literature is contagious, and his student success is a testament to his effectiveness as an instructor. Dr. Pierce, colleague, thank you. Job well done. As an Associate Dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences and Professor of Public Health Education, Dr. Laverne Reed has brought the knowledge she's accumulated after a long and celebrated career as a public health clinician and administrator back to her alma mater, NCCU. Dr. Reed, esteemed colleague, NCCU is so proud to salute you.
Thank you so much, Provost Thomas. To our graduates, no matter how hard you work, your work notwithstanding, you're here because of the fine faculty members and staff members that we have at North Carolina Central University. The people who meet you every day in the classroom prepared to deliver not just a collection of courses, but to help you to prepare for a lifetime of learning. Please give our faculty a round of applause. Now, all students graduating with honors will be recognized, and I call upon Provost Thomas to do that.
Will all students graduating with honors please stand? North Carolina Central University is proud to congratulate all of its graduates and to offer gratitude to all those who've made this day a momentous occasion for them. We pause now to especially recognize those students who've excelled academically, placing them in the special classification of honor students. To you, our dear and beloved honor students, we say thanks for your high academic achievement. We celebrate that achievement as you fulfill the essential purpose of higher education and inspire those who follow you. From its beginning as the National Religious Training School in Chautauqua, this esteemed institution has grown tremendously, but has held to its primary mission of academic excellence and education for service. It is your good fortune to be here today as beneficiaries of a legacy of vision, sacrifice, and achievement. Again, congratulations on your outstanding academic performance, and may you all continue to soar high with the eagles that you are. Who can predict to what heights you can, and I know you will, soar? Congratulations, you may be seated.
Baccalaureate degrees will now be conferred. Provost Thomas, will you return to the podium, please? How can I forget the world's best band? We have the best choir and now the best band under the direction of Mr. John Reed. Band, thank you so very much, and congratulations to all band members who are graduating today. Congratulations to you. Baccalaureate degrees will now be conferred. Provost Thomas.
Chancellor Nelms, it is my privilege to report to you that the candidates here assembled have qualified in all respects for degrees by successfully completing curricula offered by the colleges and schools of North Carolina Central University and have been recommended by the faculty and board of trustees and certified by the registrar to be awarded the appropriate bachelor degree. Would the summa cum laude candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Social Work, Bachelor of Music, Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and Bachelor of Business Administration, please stand and remain standing. Would the magna cum laude candidate in those same disciplines stand and also remain standing? Would the cum laude candidates in those same disciplines also stand and remain standing? Would all other candidates for the same degrees please stand and remain standing? All other candidates. That's you, yes. Chancellor Nelms, it is with pleasure that I present to you these candidates who have successfully completed all the requirements for graduation in their respective baccalaureate academic programs.
Upon the recommendation of the undergraduate faculty of the respective schools and colleges of the university, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of North Carolina Central University and by the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina, I do hereby confer upon each of you the degree for which you have qualified with all of the rights, the privileges, and the responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Dr. Elwood Robinson, Dean of the College of Behavioral and Social Sciences. Dr. Carlton Wilson, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts. Dr. Abdul Mohammed, Dean of the College of Science and Technology. Dr. Betty Dennis, Chair of the Department of Nursing. Mr. G. Keith Pegues, Dean of the School of Business, and Dr. Wynetta Lee, Dean of the School of Education. The deans of the respective colleges and schools and the Department of Nursing will announce the candidates for baccalaureate degrees in their respective colleges and schools.
Will the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Science, Bachelor of Social Work, would you please stand and move to the podium?
Thank you. Jabari A. Blackman. Benjamin O. Buaki, Leandro Espita, Stephen McLaughlin, Iwangia Philly, Paige Robinson, Sierra Jones, Kimberly Wilson, Christopher Lunsford, Ada Ndukwe, Asia Diamore, Kira McClooney, Candace Wright, Ashley Lawrence, Soretta Cabron, Aaron Boone, Winisha Massey, Lavanza Holloman, Rachel Costin, Yolanda Waters, Tamika Hayes, Brianna Shabara Hargrove, Brian Kennedy II, Brandon Hicks, LaPortia J. Leak, Mitchell Wallace, Marcus Bynum, Cameron Imes, Batasia J. Thompson, Uwe Ottawa, Courtney Stevenson, Sharif Washington, Sean Swinney, Victoria Dahlberry, Andrea Barrow, Diana Jackson, Tasha Barrett, Dantes Foster, Megan Alston, Denzel Cecily, Zakia McCormick, Ijome Yubizono, Cletus Sawyer, Christina Reed, Kelsey Hargrove, Natalie Moore, Jerea Gaston, Tiffany Hood, Contora Gilmore, Jamal Cuthbertson, William Barnes, Emmanuel Santos, Candace Watkins, Andra McIver, Brenna Gaines, Latia Blacknell, Marissa McCullough, Kenyatta Hartnett, Kim Holloway, Sabora Jones, Shannon Davis, Alexandria Brouillet, Marita Hughes, Sharina Seiler, Jasmine Holliday, Samuel Seston, Sonia Gill, Donna Austin, Tarek Willis, Brittany Lassiter, Nadavia Brown, Kenneth Clark, Romand Jackson, Michael Evans L., Jonte Jackson, Precious Evans, Percy Brown IV, Kimberly Turner, Nakia Griffin, Kiara Haynes, Joshua Russell, Sharif Cohen, Shantika S. Bethay, Maria Brooks, Justin Limau, Santavia Cooper, Raheem Cousin, Mackie Kaya, Jamar Vine, Jacqueline Sneed, Jody Hardy, Wanika Macmillan, Valerie Haywood, Stephanie Douglas, Santiara Jackson, Cassandra Wilson, Samigia Patrick, Tiara Blue, Jasmine Bodrick, Brittany Golden, Ellen Verdell, Alexis John, Donna Burnett, Mona Downing, Ashley White, Natanya Robinson, Christina Montague, Clifton Morgan III, Simone Taylor, Antavia Dean, Keisha Hawthorne. Keisha Hawthorne. Yvette Gaither. Courtney Joyner. Shawanda Taylor. Princess Squire. Rocky Kapula. Jeremy Paul. Donna Rogers. Ramona Scarlett. Kristen Schooler. Kiana Kirk. Lysandra Maynor. Monique Funch. Monique Fuentes. Anya Cole. Christopher Mack. Anthony Williams. Martinella Hernandez. Renisha Angelia Strait. Jatana Jones. Shanna Steele. Tina Jackson. Edith Holland. Jibril Morgan. Dominique Gatling. Chantel Cook. Dominique Bryant Jones. Mark Turner. Shavante Austin. Anisha Pittman. Dominique Cook. Braden Cox. Centuria Wilkins. Lakeisha Edwards. Vixine Grant. Deanna Dixon. Jessica Ellaby. Mijon Knight. Andrea Searles. Brianna Wallace. Andrea Wheeler. Kendra Barnes. Crystal Spells. Alisa Campbell. Evangeline Robinson. Alicia Frederick. Tania Bryant. Inobimi Polk. Ashley Ingram. Brianna McLeod. Patrice Vickers. Shelia Battle. Stacy King. Danielle Watson. Daquan Ellington.
Cheyenne Daniels, Randy Cox, Sasha Mayo, Erica Green, Karen McClendon Ivory, LaMonique Hill, Candace Hamlet, DeCorey Jones, Clancy Neely, Marshall Deans, Portia Harmon, Kayla Deal, Jasmine Glenn, Ida Edwards, Lakivia Underwood, Nyree Williams, Kelly Wade, Erica Walker, Trish Ann Hayes, Franklin Johnson Jr., Kaz Offenberg, Kayla Handsome, Kamisha Quinn, Gerald Taylor, Matara Calhoun, Brittany Dixon, Katrina Hamilton, LaPortia Leak, Fantasia Jones, Shatara Rooker, Lachey White, Jasmine Brooks, Corey Harris, Christian Modibile, Nadia Moreta, Lori Evans, Vanessa Staley, Asha Jones, Taisha Mercer, Jimmy Pittman Jr., Joshua Hoyle, Daniel Scott, Shaquita Peace, Ashley Forbes, Janata Robinson, Rashida Boney, Tiara Brown, Kimberly Morgan, Sharika Harrington, Satoya Lynn, Dayanto Barnes, Francesca Bullock,
Andrea Brown, Natasha Williams, Davina Hilliard, Jasmine Parks, Brittany Lindsay, Taisha Ellerby, L'Oreal Caesar, Shantae Green, Karika Thomas, Courtney Sanders, Christella Taylor, Virginia Hill, Shauna Jackson, Kendra Bell, Shanice Little, Deandra Bellamy, Crystal Langley, Carnisha Snuggs, Natasha Beverly, Danica Savage, Nashira Ashton, Whitney Thomas, Clifton Morgan III, Martisha Rayner, Jerome Johnson, Kevin Holt, Montrese O'Neill, Eric Jeffers, Jamar Jones, Vincent Davis, Robert Brody, Jamila Holmes, Darren Bailey, Lamont Poteet, Clifton Vincent, Kiwan Huff, Lakeisha McDougal, Tanisha Jordan, Tamisha Barnes, Brittany Holman, Takila Keach, Janika Anderson,
Once again, congratulations. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Arts in the College of Liberal Arts please approach the podium? Jerome Brown Jr., She Brown, Rosa Cheatham, Jasmine Best, Ariel Elise Griffin, Carla P. Green, Carolyn Letitia Cassay, Kevin Morton, Sadia DeCourt, Rosalina Ramirez, Jason Russell, Candy Anderson, Janetta DeVoe, Deirdre Darlene Brooks, Roger Rahim, Shanika Smith-White, Raven Simone Massey, Brian Eugene Kennedy II, Regina Glover, Brianna Hargrove, Zavanda Bond, Shatif S. Davis, Tamika M. Kurd, Gina Savage, Craig Harris, Peggy Brody, Nakia Jones, Lakia McLeod, Melissa Davis, Makila Sylvan, Citra J. Henderson, Leah Randolph, Ashley Freeman, Jamarcus Underwood, Katrina Adams, Brittany Wright, Maria Vasquez, Ashley N. Hooper, Rairu Howard, Brittany N. Jenkins, Marisha D. Washington, Bashari Cooper, Jamal J. Cuthbertson, Shaquita D. Wilson, Thomas Tripp, Mildred Faxton, Christopher Marrowbow, Heather Gavin, Tamika Lowry, Aaron Saunders, Jasmine Crossland, Brittany Titus, Keith Easton, Kendrick Jordan, Crystal Rouse. Alicia Russell. Justin Curry. England O. Ash. William J. Middleton Jr. Mackie Tayi. Siobhan M. Russell. Congratulations. Please be seated. Will candidates for the Bachelor of Science degrees in the College of Science and Technology please move to the platform? Kayla Wachuku. Charlotte Crone. Coran J. Williams. Ethan Smith. Tasha Gay Richards. Cordera J. Cruz. Melanie A. Oching. J. W. Banks. Martez Yancey. Ashley A. Bynum. Jelani R. Brown. Kevin Claiborne. Nelson L. Holden. Desiree B. Wright. Suzette A. Britt. Artisha Hayes. Daja A. Cooper. Michael Z. Tamara. Alpha A. Contact. Gloria L. Dorzette. Michelle R. Bridgers. William E. Hopkins, Jr. Brian C. Oliver. Brandy D. Lyons. Cedric B. Baker. Charles Turner. Tanya Tremaine Lane. Anthony A. Clark. Guy B. Odura. Isaac Onda. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will all candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing move to the platform?
Sharon Lauren Chavez. Agina Coles. Nakia Lee. Cassie Johns. Candace Wilson. Amber Waddell. Deborah Kopatowski. India Espana. Shaquana Webb. Ranisha McCormick. Shauna Blount. Shamika Raquel Ruffin. Olamuyiwa Owasaya. Arnetta Hewlin. Michelle Mitchell. Katrina Wright. Jasmine Rice. Shannon Thomas. Raya Wilson. Kimberly Woods. Lena Alston. Farrah LaTorton. Jeannie Jenkins. Kiva Soot. Gabrielle James. Chandalyn Brown. Natalie Takali. Jan Taylor. Brooke Levy Johnson. Adrian Russell. Jessica Elizabeth Tatum.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Will candidates for the degrees Bachelor of Business Administration and Bachelor of Science in the School of Business please proceed to the platform?
Tiffany Baskerville. Chanel Frazier. Derek Mellison. Jaquan Daniels. Sita Awasti. Gadia Elizabeth, Lachelle Bunn, Terrell White Jr., Rayshawn Linton, Blair Houston, Maritza Sinclair, Adrian Marcellus Johnson, Jerry Rogers, Bernice Van Pelt, Etienne Fakou Harson, Brittany Spence, Alicia Whitehurst, Marquita Britt, James Weber, Ladwania Williams, Lakeisha Harris, Markeisha Blunt, Jasmine Glaspie, Carla Carter, Chelsea Reeves, Makia Smith, Tiara Jones, Javario Dartrey, Ross Plummer, Tiara Kincaid, Shane Polk, Zachary Williams, Gerald Diggs Jr., Mercedes Gray, Ebony Jackson, Brittany Fuller, Terrence Pearson, Kevin Lanier, Earl Dunn Jr., Andriana Armstrong, Samuel Hawkins, Jeremiah Anderson, Jaleesa Moore, John Osoro, Ariane Dacus, Whitney Tizor, Crystal Johnson, Amanda Chadwick, Samuel Terrain, Jalisa Marie Glenn, Elijah Centine, Robert Locke, Daniel Adams, Michael Hunter, Benicia Haynes, Christopher Martin, Jamil Rashid, Kyle Westbrook, Marquise Clark. Avery Crump. Torian McCray. Devon Jackson. Robert Rush III. Zachary Maines II. Jacqueline Bowden. Wayne B. Thompson. Jonathan Long. Krishana Brett Freeman. Ashley Brown. Charles Odamake. Shayna Moore. Quentin Johnson. Sheila Farmer. Or your Daisy, or your Nike, or your Nike. Adatola Basuga. DeMarcus Hill. David Ingram. Lakeisha Wilson. Kamara Isaac. Karema Isaac. Amanda Dees. Altarius Moody. Takaya Outlaw. Allie Arias Bomberger. Margaret Mamende. Derek Hall. Joaquin Gomez. Morgan LeRae. Wendy Burton. Carolyn Robinson. Shauna McLean. Michelle Arnold. Nia Tukufu. Jarrell Ransom. Sherelle Jones. Sharma Devane. Bianca Meeks.
Congratulations. Please be seated.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts in Elementary and Middle Grade Education please move to the platform?
Kayla Taylor. Tremaine Simmons. Sharnice Person. Candace Taylor. Morgan Huggins. Crosby. Janisha Simmons. Alana Shaquille. Amanda Tripp. Jessica Crosby. Crystal Boyd. Alicia Freeman. Anita Cates. Angela Coop. Justice McGee.
Congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Will you give a round of applause to all of our graduates. Ms. Tanya Davis, President of the North Carolina Central University National Alumni Association Incorporated, will now conduct the induction ceremony for the spring 2012 graduates.
At this time, I would ask that all baccalaureate graduates please stand. All graduates, please stand. Would all graduates who have received an academic degree at these exercises symbolize this momentous occasion by turning your tassels from the right to the left? Congratulations to all of you. Please be seated.
To Chancellor Nelms, the presiding official of these exercises, to the commencement speaker, alumnus Reverend Dr. William Barber II, Provost Thomas, Board of Trustees, members past and present, university administrators and other guests of the dais, faculty, staff, students, alumni, friends, and especially to the class of 2012. Today marks the beginning of being called a son or daughter of NCCU, as written in our alma mater. And with the title comes a great responsibility. It will now be your responsibility to uphold, uplift, and upgrade NCCU. If you really love this institution, then this will not be the last time you are here. You will come back often and financially support it regularly. And you will also join the Alumni Association too, right? Congratulations on achieving this milestone. At your rehearsal, many of you received gift bags from the association, and contained in the bags are items of information to assist you in your transition from student to alumnus. One of these items is a letter informing you of your one-year complimentary membership in the National Alumni Association. If you did not receive a gift bag, you may visit the Office of Alumni Relations at the corner of Fayetteville and Cecil Street. At this time, will all the graduates please stand as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance into the NCCU Alumni Association. I hereby solemnly pledge unbroken allegiance to my alma mater in appreciation for the opportunities for development afforded me as a student of North Carolina Central University. I pledge active membership in the Alumni Association wherever I may be. Through association with fellow alumni, I shall ever do my best to uphold the ideals and traditions of my alma mater. I pledge as a citizen to exemplify the high ideals thus implied, seeking truth always, rendering positive service to community, state, and nation, and so to live as ever to bring honor and respect to my alma mater. Welcome to the Alumni Association. You are now duly inducted members. Congratulations. You may be seated.
As we come to the close of the 119th commencement exercises of North Carolina Central University, I want to remind everyone that this is an election year. One of the enduring values of the democracy in which we live is not only the right to vote, but the obligation to do so. Your choice is up to you. But to keep our democracy strong, you have an obligation to vote. And so it is critical that you're counted on election day. As graduates of North Carolina Central University, you have three responsibilities. First, to always advocate for your alma mater. Don't let anyone talk your alma mater down. Uphold it. Live it. Secondly, refer good students to the university. And third, invest in it by sharing your talents and your resources. Congratulations to each of you and best wishes for the future. We will now sing the alma mater. Will everyone please stand, please?